What is the first thing you do in the morning? Do you make yourself a cup of coffee? Or do you take your bed first? Well, often you find yourself doing these things without even thinking of doing it. You just subconsciously do it. According to research at Duke University, habits account to about 40% of your activity every day. You do these things every day, and I believe that it is not an exaggeration to say that habits define you. However, before we get more into that, let me introduce myself first. My name is Jason, and today I'm going to talk about how to change your lives through habits. So, what are habits? A habit is a behavior which is repeated regularly, and these behaviors often occur without our conscious control. So, habits forms the kind of person you are. Let's take an example. Is a person tidy or not? Well, that depends. Do they style their hair every day? Or do they tidy their bed every day? Or do they always clean up after themselves? So these simple habits forms the kind of person you are. In other words, habits define you. So why do we start forming good habits? Or do we start breaking bad habits? Does that mean we can form ourselves? Wouldn't it be great if we can change us to be a better person? So actually, forming good habits and breaking bad habits is the key to successful life. It impacts your personality, it impacts your perspective, and it also impacts your physique. And all these will determine your chance of success in life. So there are three things which lead to forming habit: the cue, the response, and the reward. Let's take an example. Let's say drinking coffee in the morning. So what is the cue? The cue will be feeling sleepy. You wake up in the morning and you still feel sleepy. And because of the sleepiness, you walk to the coffee machine, which is your response, and you make yourself a cup of coffee. And then as you drink that cup of coffee, you feel more energetic and ready for the day. This is the reward of your habit. And these three things repeat every day until eventually it becomes a part of your lives. So, how do we form a good habit? Let's take another example. Let's say I want to start studying every night at 8 p.m. for 1 hour. So first I will start with the cue. If I'm planning to study every night at 8 p.m., I will set an alarm, and when that goes off, I will walk to my desk and I will study, which is the response. And then after studying, I will reward myself with something that I like. I will reward myself with something that will make me want to do it again. It can be a piece of your favorite candy. It can be a piece of snack. Or maybe feeling proud of yourself can be a reward of itself. So now that we know how to form a good habit, let's talk about breaking a bad habit. So there are several methods of this. The first thing you want to do is to analyze this habit. What is the cue? What is the response? And what is the reward? Let's take an example. This is a common bad habit among teenagers, sleeping late at night. So what is the cue? You still have work to do? Are you still chatting with your friends? Or are you unable to sleep? So most of the time, you want to remove this cue. Maybe you want to do your work earlier in the day. Or maybe you want to tell your friends that you want to turn in early tonight. However, sometimes there are special cues which you can't remove, like being unable to sleep or insomnia. So when you can't remove the cue, try to replace it with the response. Let's take another example, stress eating. So you're stressed and you can't remove the cue. So what do? You replace it with something better. You want to try exercising, or maybe painting, or maybe you want to try playing an instrument. So whether it is forming a good habit or breaking a bad habit, it will be difficult. So here are some tips for you. The first tip would be to start easy. You want to start small and build your way to your intended goal. The second would be to focus on your motivation. You need to remember what you are doing all of this for. You need to write down that reason on a piece of paper and hang it on your wall, on your desk, or on a mirror, so you can be reminded of it every day. The third will be to change your environment. If everyone smokes around you, of course you start smoking too. So maybe the environment is the key to that habit, and maybe you want to take a break from socializing with these people, or moving to another place is also a good idea. The last tip would be to do it with a friend, and I can't stress this enough. Doing it alone will be very, very, very difficult. But if you do it with a friend, It will definitely help. You guys can support each other, and one of you are going to fall back to that habit. You guys can remind each other. So let me share you a story of mine, my own experience. So back when I was a kid, I didn't trim my nails regularly. I only trimmed them once they get white. However, after I started taking piano lessons, my teacher told me that I needed to trim my nails regularly every week. So I needed to start a new habit of trimming my nails, right? How did I do this? Let's do it right step. First, I started with cue. Because I have piano lessons every Monday, I need to cut my nails every Sunday. So every Sunday after lunch, I would go trim my nails, which is the response. And because it's easy, I didn't need to start small. And then finally, the reward. On the next day, I came to my piano lessons feeling proud after trimming my nails. And my teacher praised me. And that feeling of joy came to me, and it became my reward for doing this habit. And that happiness brought me all this way up to now, and I still trim my nails regularly every week because of that. So again, habits are repeated behaviors, and they are made of these three steps: cue, response, and reward. You can form a good habit based on these three things, and you can break a bad habit based on these three things. You want to start small, focus on your motivation, change your environment, and do it with a friend. So now that you know how to form a good habit and how to break a bad habit, I want you to start forming a good habit. I want you to break a bad habit. I want you to stop and think about what you want to start today. I need you to make an impact in your lives. Motivation is what gets you started. A habit keeps you going. Thank you for listening. Thank you.